Okay. Yeah, I want to figure out reflections so that I can fix the slimes finally. To not just use the Unity skybox. Because what am I using again? Okay, what metal is just shiny. Does that actually... Yeah, just that. I should probably pack here. Since I have a chance. Okay. Oh wait, an environment reflection. No, if I pause it, it's not truly reflecting the environment though. Despite the fact that I have that toggle on, right? Yeah, it's not like there's the bumper there, it's not like there's... Yeah, it's just the skybox. There's no bumper, there's no ground, there's no... Yeah, I want it to reflect the actual world around it. That is what this is doing, right? Or no? Okay, this is saying for the Universal High Pipeline? URP, right? Is it just under assets? Where does it say whether you have URP or not? I don't remember. Okay, yeah, and I was gonna use the handbrake. So... Hold on, now give me reflection probes? On the reflection probe? Reflection probes in URP. Oh, they did immediately put more coaster onto the screen. Okay, and I am gonna take the ad break. Hey, my stream deck is working this time. I don't know why it wasn't earlier. I'll be back. Okay, the search did have a introduction to reflection probes, which is this again. Okay, thank you. Oh, it's the same image, but why does that look so funky? Like, that's a cube, and this is reflecting not the cube, something else? That's for default reflection probes, but is that... Yeah, the orthographic projection might wreak havoc with the reflective slimes. I could just make them a full-on gray, but I'm like, I like the idea of a pinball, and a pinball is fully reflective. Well, and it's one of those, like, I could test it and see how performant it is or not. Okay, so... do you not have just like a put this on this thing and then you'll see what happens? Because that's what I want to start with. Okay. We're doing all sorts of extensions, I guess. It doesn't really need to be like a huge... It's because I said something. I said something, so then Pugorley had to go ham with the extends. I really need to just bake it in, so then you don't have to do all the bot messages. Okay, I guess, do you have a video or something? Because this does not, it just says, here's an introduction. It's a camera that'll map whatever this sees onto the outside of the box. But... you missed Pugorley? Apparently Pugorley was at the last stream and just only extended things, and that was about it. Okay, something about reflection probes. Do I need to add a reflection probe in the scene? And then the metal's already gonna pick it up anyway? And then if I make it the whole scene, is that gonna... may or may not be a good idea, I don't know. Okay, well now I have a reflection probe that is everything. So is it gonna reflect everything. I guess it's also a question of, like, is it gonna reflect the reflections and all that? Okay, the slimes appear unchanged. I like the idea of making them shiny pinballs. Although I know the original idea was to make them more like 8 balls. Which does work too. Right, it's like on first blush, this felt huge, and now that I'm messing with it, it feels restrictive. Kinda wild. Yeah, okay, clearly I am not understanding the idea of the reflection probes. I'm gonna have to figure out, like, some environment around the place that looks... instead of just the default skybox. Could just make it a black void or something. What did Fez do? Because I know Fez is a 3D game. Or it just has... Yeah, okay, so it does just have skyboxes, so that's what it, like, when you go into 3D mode, it just shows the skybox. Yeah, it's not necessary to have this kind of crazy view or to have a first-person view, but it's tempting. Because all it requires is a little more effort on some kind of background. There's part of me that is very tempted to do this kind of thing, where I'm like, okay, like here's a water shader and the whole thing is on an island. It's not really a water shader, but instead of doing the brick and the graffiti, to just make these different islands. I was also thinking of doing like some kind of city environment too, because then it would make it a little more... Yeah, that definitely works. I think I would kind of want to do a different background of some kind, but... The only problem with doing this, where it's like an island and it's... like you're moving between worlds, is the... There's just more effort. It's just more work. If it's just a brick background and some doodles, I can switch out the doodles pretty easy. If it's a whole other thing. Yeah, that if you just imagine that's water or something. Oh, I guess this breaks just because of the camera angle. Yes and no. Like I said, it's just a lot more work to do that. Meaning, basically, I can't do... like, actually in the game, I cannot do... like a first-person view. I don't know. It feels like it's not a lot of tweaks to change it, but... who knows? Okay, do you have a basic... or maybe Unity reflections or something? 13 minutes. It feels like it should just be, you add these two things to your scene and here's a default. And that's it. Like, yeah, I'm not looking for a 10-minute video. Which I guess neither of these are 10 minutes. They're just close to 10 minutes. This feels like it's another one of those. Here's a 5-minute how to get started. It's AR environment probes. There we go. A step-by-step tutorial that is 1.5 minutes. Because I feel like just to start.
Really matters, like reflections in water. To create something that reflects its surroundings, start by creating a plane. This plane can represent anything, a puddle, a window, or even a glass. Now right-click and create a new material. Then apply that material to your plane. Set the material color to black. That gives you the best reflections. Lower the metallic value and crank the smoothness all the way up. To actually reflect the environment, add a reflection prop to your scene and make sure it encloses the puddle area. We'll touch more about reflection props later.
Okay, so they said make it black, but we'll just try this.
Crank the smoothness all the way up. To actually reflect the environment, add a reflection prop to your scene and make sure it encloses the puddle area. We'll touch more about reflection props later. Now this plane reflects everything around it. Next, give your material a texture, like a puddle texture. For that, change the rendering mode to fade. Texture is just a 2D image. To add it, click on the material and drag your texture into the right slot. As you can see, the texture has several parts. Adjust the tiling settings to choose the area you want to use. And here's the final result, a super clean looking puddle that reflects its surroundings beautifully. Thanks for watching, have a nice day.
That's reflecting its surroundings beautifully? That looked like it was reflecting the... I wanted actual reflections. Also, I do see the hydrate.
When you're building a high quality game, paying attention to small details really matters. Like reflections.
Was there not...
Something that reflects its...
Was it here that I... Okay, that's where I got that video. I'm looking for like a 5-minute tutorial. Or maybe I just suck it up and watch the 10-minute video. And I probably could have done that sometime over the course of the day, but... Yeah, okay, these are all like 10-minute videos. And instead of doing anything, I caught up on House of the Dragon.
In this video, we are going to learn how to use reflection probe in Unity. So before going to that part, I would like to show you guys something. Here you can see I have created a basic scene with 2-3 light sources, and it's basically a moonlit night, as you can see it with the color of the lighting and the exposure of the environment. So before creating a reflection probe, let's see how reflections work in Unity. So here I have created 2 reflective objects. One is this.
Okay, that's... How about this one? That's just old though. It's like it's using a fairly old thing, but I'm like, I just want to get started with it.
In this video, we'll have a look at adding reflections in.
Okay, it's...
We'll be using reflection probes and screen space reflection to achieve the effect. The environment that I'm using is called Corridor, and you can download it for free off the asset store. Also, special thanks to Time Guyan, Diego Geik, Julian, Armin Arusi, Yorai Omer, Befio, Infinity PPR, and Hans Hoptune for their support on Patreon. Alright, let's get started. So here's our scene,
Was he still
and
doing Godot stuff?
Full corridor sci-fi level. We have a bunch of lights and materials, but everything looks very dark. The reason why is that this scene is very reliant on reflections, and since we don't have any reflections in here, all those parts simply stay black. We can see this if we right-click in the hierarchy and create a 3D object and go and select sphere. Now we want to reset the position of our sphere, so let's right-click and hit reset, and it should reset to the origin here. Let's hold down Control and drag it to the center of our level. Let's hit F to focus on it, and I'm just going to place it somewhere around here and maybe also size it up a bit. So now we have this large sphere in the middle of our level, and currently it just uses the default material. If we wanted to put a reflective material on here, let's right-click in the project, go create, select material, and let's call it shiny. Let's then select our sphere and drag shiny onto it. So now you can see we have a standard material with standard settings. The first thing that we want to do is increase the metallic to 1. This will make it completely reflective. In general, the more metallic a material is, the more it will reflect its surroundings. We also have another parameter here that controls our reflection. That's the material smoothness, which is of course how smooth the surface is. We can imagine that the smoother a surface is, the sharper the reflections will look. In other words, if we decrease the smoothness, we're blurring out our reflection. So in our case, we'll set that to 1 so we can see our reflections as clearly as possible. And as you can see, our sphere is completely black. We don't have any reflections. So to set up reflections for our scene, let's start by creating reflection probes. A reflection probe is like a camera that captures a spherical view of its surroundings. Unity then takes this image and stores it in a cube map. This means that it splits up the environment into 6 textures, one for each direction. Then Unity can simply overlay the cube map on top of nearby objects in order to create reflection. To create a reflection probe, we'll go to the hierarchy, right-click, go light, reflection probe. And right away you can see our scene lights up. It's currently lighting up in a very blue color, and it's not even certain that something is going to happen in your case, so let's make sure to go through all the settings to set them up correctly. The first thing that I want to do is position our reflection probe to be kind of in the center of this main corridor. In fact, I just want to go ahead and place it right inside of our sphere. So let's select our sphere, right-click on the transform and hit copy component, then let's click on the reflection probe, right-click on the transform and hit paste component values. So now it snaps right inside of our sphere. The next thing that we want to set up is the bounding volume. That's this big box right here. This determines what objects are included in reflection.
Okay, this is why I didn't want to click on the 10-minute tutorial, because I got this far just fine.
Edit the volume, that's the button up here, and now we can simply click and drag on the sides here. I'm holding down Alt to scale on both axes, and I'm just going to extend it out a tiny bit, as well as extend it out in the depth. You'll notice as you resize your bounding volume.
Oh, it does say baked. Wait. Aha, real time. Now? I also feel like if these things are reflecting off of each other, it's going to be horrible. Also, hello. Welcome. Not a name well, I feel like I've seen the name before, but not a name I've seen around a lot, necessarily. Okay, I guess we keep seeing what Bracky says.
Parts of your level get affected. Once you're satisfied, we're just going to go out of volume edit mode, and now everything looks good in here. However, of course, we want to have actual reflections. We don't just want to color things blue. The reason why is if we click on our reflection probe, you can see it's currently completely blue down here. So it's not really gathering any reflections. That's because by default, reflection probes are baked. You can see that up here, the type is currently set to baked. This means that the cube map for this probe is calculated even before we start the game. This is much better for performance, since when we're running the game, we don't actually have to generate any textures, but it also means that we can only include objects in our reflection that are static, so that we're sure they won't move. So if I go into the environment here and select all the objects in my environment, this doesn't include stuff like collision, particles, and lighting, but it does include every single object I have in here. So we want to mark this entire environment as static. And of course, we could go to the right here and just select static, but then we would also start calculating static lighting and all that stuff. Instead, we can use the drop down here to be more specific and only mark them static for reflections. We'll hit yes, change children, and if we now go window, lighting, and then settings, at the bottom here where it says auto generate, we'll disable that, and instead we want to use the drop down arrow to select bake reflection probes. And voila, we now have reflections inside of our level, and you'll notice immediately that this looks way better than before. All of the blue parts are now reflecting parts of the environment, and our sphere is now completely shiny.
What if I want all of the everything? I don't really want everything to be static, right? Because I want everything to move around. I want all... I was like, I don't think the... Oh, real-time reflection probes are disabled in quality settings. Well, why though? I realize it's probably going to make it... this is the only shiny thing I have in the scene, though. So I feel like that's not... awful. There's a few of these shiny things, but it's just this one thing here. Okay, so... I would assume project settings or build settings. And quality settings. Quality. Real-time reflection probes. Did they do it? I was gonna say, can you tell me? Ooh. It's got something. Aha, now. Ooh. That's reflecting all sorts of nonsense. It's hard to tell what it is reflecting. Okay, wait. So now... You're definitely reflecting stuff outside of the pipe. Which is not great, but... And it's also a question of, like, what do I... Oh. The reflection probe is absolutely massive. Okay, and it's just doing the... Okay, wait. No, wait. This is having the reflection probe surround everything, and then that is... Okay, so do I want a reflection probe per slime. And also, is that gonna cause everything to explode? That's my other fear about this. It's just like, okay, lighting, right? Rendering lighting? Light. Okay, not lighting. And then a reflection probe around the slime. And it's real time. Are you catching up, or are you... Did you somehow get rid of the quality settings there? Watch streak is 6 out of 7? As in you missed one? Because that's pretty good. I would say this is like just a stream, especially when I haven't been very, when I haven't been streaming on a regular basis. Okay, now, so is it actually disabled in the quality settings? Because I enabled it. Quality... What? What? Huh? Why did you... Did I not hit save? I didn't think I had to hit save. I could have sworn I hit the button. That's a project setting, not a... Okay. So this first one... It's because I wanted to reflect the world around it. And this seems to be reflecting so much more. Okay, maybe a little bigger. So is this anything? So if I go back to the game and I hit run, I kind of doubt it, so... highest streak is 80. Dang, dude. For whose stream? I don't think I have a stream streak on anybody's channel. Okay, so do you guys have reflection probes? Are you guys a different slime? You guys might be a different slime. Okay, no, that's... Oop. Okay, let's try that again. Let's see if these have reflection probes, is the question. So if I pause it, and if I go back to the slime... Where are you guys located? Start pipe, there we go. The decorative slimes, which don't have anything. Okay, but then when I did a actual slime, which is here, it does have a reflection probe, and that reflection probe is around the object, and it's not really showing much. Okay, maybe we go back to brackies here.
We can also now select the material for it here, go under the inspector, and you can now clearly see how the metallicness is how much we want to reflect, and the smoothness is the blurriness of the reflection. Also notice how our sphere is actually reflecting the environment, but we didn't mark it as static. The reason why is that we can still see reflection on non-static objects, but they won't be part of it. And if we go into our reflection probe here, you can see that we can't actually see the sphere anywhere. You can also see that we have a bunch of settings that we can configure. Most notably, we can configure capture settings for our cube map. This is stuff like resolution. If we go in here and change it to something like 32, and then hit the bake button, we can clearly see that the quality of the cube map gets reduced. So let's bump that right back up to 128. We can also choose whether we want to have high dynamic range, the shadow distance, and we can even select a custom background color, because you're actually don't have to use the same one that your camera uses. One of the options that I use the most is the culling mask. This allows you to disable different layers that you don't want to include in your reflection. So say we wanted to make sure that our sphere was never included in the reflection, we could simply go and create a new layer for it. We could call it ignore reflection. Select the sphere and make sure to add it to that layer. Then when we select the reflection probe, on the culling mask we can simply disable that layer, and now it will completely ignore it, even if we mark it as static. So that's pretty cool. But all these reflections are baked. What if we wanted to show reflections in real time? Say we had moving objects. Well, let's try and create a test case.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
go to the hierarchy,
So then I can make sure that the reflections do not reflect on each other, at least.
Inside of our sphere. Let's make it easier to see by right-clicking in the project, go create material. Let's create a red material. We'll change the albedo to a solid red, and let's drag the material onto our cube. Still, we're not able to see it. The reason why is that the cube is not included in our cube map. To include it, we would have to mark it as static, as well as go into the reflection probe and hit bake. And now it's clearly there. But as soon as I go ahead and move the cube, well, the reflection stays where it is. So instead, we want to select the reflection cube and change the type from baked to real time. If your reflections suddenly look really weird, that's because you need to go to lighting and re-enable auto-generate, because we have to get rid of the old reflections that were calculated. There we go. So now that our reflection probe is set to real time, we should be able to select our cube and disable it from static, and it will still show up in the reflection probe. We can also go ahead and move it down, but it won't actually update. The reason why is that the refresh mode on our reflection probe is currently set to on awake, and so it will actually only update once you start the game. So if we go ahead and hit play, we can see that the reflection updates, but only in the beginning. To change this, we'll just change the refresh mode from on awake to every frame, and we can see now the reflection actually follows our cube around. We can
That would make a difference, wouldn't it? I think I saw that setting and then just said, yeah, okay. So now I just am worried that the game is going to explode because it's going to have a bunch of things reflecting each other. Or that there's just so many objects that it's trying to reflect. It should just be a camera that sees the thing, though, so it's not... Okay, those are the decorative ones, which I do want to add. You reflected something at some point, and now I have ruined everything. Okay, the ball has a reflection probe. That's real time, every face. That's maybe just too tiny. Ah, I see Pagorli is most definitely here. Okay, what happens if I add a reflection probe here inside of the object? And again, let's not do baked. Let's do real time and every frame. Because I am a madman. Okay, so that turned black because this reflection probe is not big enough. Yeah, and I'm okay. Like, that's... In terms of performance, I am okay if it's a tiny resolution. This seems to say it's a fairly good resolution, but... Okay, and then the box size is fairly big, but then we go to these decorative slimes, who now have this reflection probe that is very big, and they all look like they are just black. Because they are reflecting each other? because of the wonderful things he does? I don't even remember what that's from. Okay. And then the actual, like, in-game ones still aren't. Why did this look like it's reflecting something? Also, why do you look like you're... You look like you're reflecting something in the scene, which is odd because you're just a prefab. You're not in the scene. Okay, is it instead? Okay, that would have been my guess, but... No, the Wizard of Oz thing that I need to watch is Wicked, because... I have a girlfriend who is obsessed with Wicked, and I have not seen it. But then I also revealed the fact that I had not seen White Chicks today, and apparently that was also a big no-no. Okay, didn't I added a reflection probe here, right? Yeah, just this nice big reflection probe just to have a something. Both are major points of contention in the relationship. Well, you keep telling me that there is no Wicked to go see. Like, it's just not available anywhere. And the White Chicks one was I didn't know this until today, as of like an hour or two ago. I guess all the ones that I would have been like, oh, we gotta go see Mad Max Fury Road. We went and saw that in theaters, and like Dune. I know you're excited for the final part, and we're slowly making our way through Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the hell out of Treasure Planet. Have you seen Clue? That's another one. Oh, we just don't have Peacock. Oh, okay. Kids are all about Glinda and Elphaba. Yeah, this is one of those, like, the only thing I've heard is that the book is a lot more explicit or something. Well, and I guess I know some of the songs. And the memes from Peak that take the high note that she sings and then turns it into Kanye. Oh, again, I forgot to do this. Every frame of reflection. Does this do anything, or is it because now I have a reflection on a reflection that is... That's my fear, is that the reflection on the reflection is going to cause it to explode. Okay, now you look like you're reflecting stuff. Is that reflecting the slime behind it? Is that... Okay. And you're... Oh, you do only have the one slime. Interesting. Well, that's the thing, too, is that, like... Okay, so this just marks this area as... Can have reflections? Okay, so instead of doing it on the slime... Yeah, okay, this is... I'm slowly learning. Could just take you to Broadway. City performed in Richmond on Broadway. Well, what does that mean? When they say Broadway shows, is that like a place, or is that like a like quality of show? I know nothing about plays. We gotta get the Matadon in here. That's somebody who goes to plays all the time. Would maybe be able to say. Okay, so now if I make this absolutely massive, is that gonna be bad? I'm a place and a time. Well, it's like Atman is Brahma. I have no clue how to pronounce it, but like, it's like everything already is, right? The universe is, we are all parts of the universe pretending to be people for a short amount of time. Something like that. But yes, in some small way, I am a place. Okay, so Broadway is a place in New York. That's what I thought. But okay, and it is ad time, so I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back. don't say whether we can go. So, and then I could say it, and then it's not heard, so it didn't exist. I'm good with going to Broadway. I've never really been to New York, so... Yeah, and then hide the message with extends. Yeah, you can't go back through the VOD and see what I said. Haha. I'll just delete the VOD after the fact, and then you'll never know what I said. Okay. So, you're the reflection probe for everybody and everything. And you... Okay, let's not confuse things with another reflection probe. I'm still a little confused how that works. It's because I want a reflection probe per each of these, though, right? I guess I could watch the Brachy's video and see that there most likely is a second part to the video where multiple reflection probes and multiple spheres are used. But I don't know. Yeah, it's mapping the... It's in here. It's mapping the inside of this. That's the issue. Okay, so then that's why I wanted to have the reflection probe on the object itself, right? Also, thank you for the hydrate. Okay, so now... You... Ah, that's why those were black. Because it was inside the object. Okay. So, I did have the right idea. Okay, I might have had the right idea. Just fix it? What am I just fixing? Yeah, I did need to hydrate more today. I say that almost every day. But it is almost. There are some days I actually do hydrate. I do actually drink a cup of water every 2 hours. Okay. So okay, that's what it was. I had the right idea, but this... Oh, man. Okay, Brachy's kind of said... I've been doing crazy barking. It's so funny that, like, he's so quiet almost all the time, and then there's just sometimes that he's the one that starts the bark. Okay, Brachy's, can you go back and go over the layering thing again? It's probably this.
We can use the drop down here to be more specific and only mark them static for reflections. We'll hit yes, change
Yeah, okay.
textures, but it also means that we can only include objects in our reflection that are static, so that we're sure they won't move. So if I go into environment here and select all of the objects in my environment, this doesn't include stuff like collision, particles, and lighting, but it does include every single object I have in here. So we want to mark this entire environment as static. And of course we could go to the right here and just select static, but then we would also start calculating static lighting and all that stuff. Instead we can use the drop down here to be more specific and only mark them static for reflections. We'll hit yes, change children, and if we now go window, lighting, and then settings, at the bottom here where it says auto generate, we'll disable that, and instead we want to use the drop down arrow to select bake reflection probes. And voila, we now have reflections inside of a level. And you'll notice immediately that this looks way better than before. All of the blue
Okay, but it was... They were just black, right? Okay, so if I can get these back to black, then that means that they are... Okay, yeah, not baked, real time, and then every frame. There we go. Okay, so now they're all back to black because all of the slimes... Yeah, this is the one that looks okay because it's the prefab and there's nothing else around it. No. Why would you look... Okay. Also, do I want a smaller space for reflections? I don't know. Okay, then... So I guess that's the thing, is if I got rid of the body, well then there's nothing to show the reflections. Okay, but the body is just a default transparent effect. Just this object. Wait, did it do it? It doesn't look like the coaster did it. It looks like the coaster's still running. Was it on point of view for a while and then I don't hear the quack either. And the extend doesn't seem to have gone through. Yeah. It's like, but it seems to be running here on my machine just fine. Well, okay. Instead of processing a refund, if I just restarted, it did the extends earlier, right? You did it a little early. I hadn't reconnected it. Okay, now it should be reconnected, so... And now maybe do the extends? That looks like it's doing it. Yes, that's getting you your extends. There we go. Now you got the whole thing. Weird that it just disconnected for a bit. I don't know why it did that. It looks something about stream elements. Wait, there's sound? You've seen the point of view thing? Yeah, it's absolutely awful sound. Like I just rolled like a stone ball across my desk, I think. And I don't remember exactly what I used for the clicking sounds. And yeah, this quacking. I was like, you knew about the quack command, so you should have known about the Okay. I want to try getting back to yeah, okay, you were aware of the quacking, but you didn't know that the coaster had sounds to it? Did I do it exactly backward? I might have done that exactly backward for the layering. The culling mask. I want to cull... It's like I want to include everything except the transparent effects, and then, oh. I did the... you could be that, but the body is a transparent effect now. Hey, there we go. Okay. So now... Is that correct? Take me back to here. So like this back slime there. Which, there we go, the start pipe. And sure, just one of them. Are you... Oh, because they're all transparent, you only see the eyes reflected in the... Well, shoot. And then... This does appear to have this back thing here. That's not super noticeable, right? Hopefully. Okay, but then if I hit play, this is just the decorative slimes and not the actual slimes, right? And why are they that wildly different? Because I am bad at what I do. Okay, so we can do the same thing here with a light and a reflection probe. And also, I think I can get back to music, right? I'm done with you. I'll wait with you, Brackies. Oh, that was my other question is. Oh, okay, so sporadically has posted some Godot videos. Okay, we'll leave it for now just to see. Yeah, I'll need to look at all the things I want to do with the game. Be reminded. There's so much I want to do with the game. Okay, zero it out, please. In the middle of the slime, please. And then you don't look like you're reflecting correctly because it's not real time and it's not every frame. Every frame of reflection. Like I did not only the same joke, but with the same inability to say the joke. Wonderful. Okay, so now, does the game explode because of reflections on reflections? Apparently not. But this is basically adding like camera on camera action there. Why did I go for the 5? There we go, that. I'm like, can I do that? I can't really get back around to that 2 though. Unless I go that way. Well, okay, let's go through this 5 first and then go this way. And then I can't get back around to that 2. Whatever. Okay, I just need to play the Dumb Dad Blasted game, as in do that, and that, and like that. Sure, why not? Did you... You moved outside of your reflection probe or something, did you? Oh, Raymond, you were supposed to let me pause it before it hit there. Man, I haven't seen Firefly in forever. As much as I say, go Raymond. Oh yeah, because that was a coworker back in 2014, I think, or something, that was like, oh yeah, my son and I watch Firefly every year. I remember Firefly being good, but like I said, as much as I say Goramet, I have not seen it in quite a while. Okay, so that was the question is... yeah, eventually you just turn black. Because I'm assuming that you have rolled outside of your reflection probe. No. The reflection probe is still there. And it's real time, and it's every frame, and... So, why did you turn black? Why are you no longer reflecting the environment? The reflection probe is still there. Again, is it... Because it's huge. I'm just afraid that it's... It really shouldn't matter. Well, I don't know. It's just a camera, so it doesn't matter how big it is. Okay, and I guess this will test, is it like a distance thing? So it goes black, and then if I go back into the other things, can you only have one reflection probe? So these decorative slimes can't have reflection probes? Maybe I need to watch the rest of the Brackies video again. That's... Okay, I said away with you and
parts are now reflecting parts of the environment, and our sphere is now completely shiny. We can also now select the material for a sphere, go under the inspector, and you can now clearly see how the metallicness is how much we want to reflect. Well, let's try and create a test case for this. Let's go to the hierarchy, right click, go 3D object, and select cube. Let's move over this cube. As you can see, it's not currently showing inside of our sphere. Let's make it easy to turn updates, but only in the beginning. To change this, we'll just change the refresh mode from on awake to every frame, and you can see now the reflection nicely follows our cube around. We can also change the smoothness of this reflection. You might not be able to see it, but it is a tiny bit laggy. To get rid of this, we can change the time slicing from all faces at once, which runs over 9 frames, to no time slicing. And there we go, the reflection is now completely smooth. Remember, these settings definitely also have a big impact on performance, so most of the time I'd recommend simply selecting the default option here. So I'm going to exit out of play mode, select the reflection probe and change it back to awake. I'll select the cube again and change it back to static, and I'm also going to move it over here closer to the center of our probe. And what you'll notice is that suddenly our entire environment turns kind of red. And that's because a huge part of the reflection in our probe is currently a cube, because the cube is very, very close by. Now, one of the ways to make this better is by using multiple reflection probes. To do that, we'll simply go into our scene, we'll select our reflection probe, we'll go and modify the volume.
Okay, so that you we
then go out of edit mode, hit Control D, which will duplicate the reflection probe, hold down Control and move it over, we'll duplicate it again and move it over again, and you can see this gets rid of the red over in the side corridors, because they are now using separate reflection probes that aren't affected by the cube. But of course, inside of our main corridor, things are still very red. And this is just one of those things that you'll have to live with when approximating reflections using probes. I, for one, like to get rid of this cube right here. It doesn't really add anything to the scene. But one effect that can really help add realistic reflections to your game is screen space reflection. Unlike reflection probes,
I definitely want to join a big pack and get some slimes that I'm never gonna look at or see or use.
As an image effect. It's commonly used to create more subtle reflections, such as on a shiny floor or in puddles. The good thing about SSR is that objects will line up with their reflections, which often doesn't happen with probes. Now, screen space reflection is, of course, a post-processing effect, and that means that we need to download the post-processing stack from the asset store in order to use it. Now, I have an entire video on using the post-processing stack, including this effect, that I definitely suggest you check out. But I just wanted to show you how nice this effect can be. So I've downloaded the post-processing stack, and I've gone to the main camera and added a post-processing behavior, and I've created a post-processing profile as well. If I select this, we can see all the nice effects that I'm currently applying to my camera. And here at the top, we have screen space reflection. If I go ahead and enable this, you can see right away it makes a huge difference. We can see lights reflecting onto the floor surface, we can see the sphere reflecting onto the floor, we can see lights reflecting onto the walls and walls reflecting onto the walls. It really adds a lot of depth and realism to the scene. If we open it up, you can also see we have a bunch of different settings that we can tweak here. Right away, it's going to say that this effect only works with the deferred rendering path. So if you're not seeing any reflections, you probably want to go to your main camera, go on the rendering path, and change this to deferred. The main setting here is probably the reflection quality. You will get much nicer reflections if you change this to high, but do know that this effect can be pretty computationally expensive. So you'll have to experiment with this for your own game. Then we have a bunch of different settings for the reflection. If you want to know what all these properties do, I would recommend looking at the Unity manual, and of course checking out my video on post-processing. But I think it's safe to say that our environment now looks much better. Awesome. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a...
Okay, that seems like a bit much for what I'm doing. Okay, but the problem is, once the slime starts moving around, it just gives up on the reflections. So is making this a pinball just a bad idea? It sounded like a fun idea at the time. Okay. It seems to have moments of not being black. Is it because it's getting right near these things? The ball 0, which does have a reflection probe. I made this slime transparent, though. I did not. I did for the decorative slime. So these were fine. Yeah, okay, the body here is a transparent effect on the decorative slime. This other slime body is ignore raycast. What? Aren't all slimes transparent? Like, semi-transparent, probably? I don't know. If I look up slime, it most like there's some more solid slimes, like slip and slime. I was like, just thinking of the example here. It's like that's just a pink. I don't know. That does look like it's trying to say it's a little translucent. I mean, they probably are all translucent to some degree. Oh, see, those aren't translucent. Yeah, okay, slime now is just, hey, do you want to play with a blob of color? Man, this is an entire industry of just, here's some colorful goop. What do you do with it? Because it's not like you're not like using it like clay to make something. You're just playing with a blob of color. And yet there's a whole industry for it. There was some one of those craft markets had some kids that had like a slime booth that was like, here's our homemade DIY slime stuff, and I was like, I'm tempted. I was like, no, I got other stuff I gotta do. But I feel like I should have stopped by and like listened to the kids do their spiel about slime. It does look colorful. This just doesn't look like a long-lasting fun to me. This looks like an afternoon of, hey, that's a fun little blob, and then that's it. Should have slimed them. What, like Nickelodeon slime or something? Like Grimer. Cover them in green goo somehow. Okay, I am a little afraid that if I say it's a transparent effect, that when I do the arrows, that the arrows are going to get messed up. But then I guess I can just do transparent effects are also not supposed to be hit by the arrows. It seems to start okay, and then it moves around and it has issues. Yeah, okay, the body is listed as a transparent effect then. And over here, the body is listed as a transparent effect. I guess I guess it was hard to see if it messed with the... Think you're gonna go play the Invincible? What is the Invincible exactly? There wasn't like a new Invincible... No, there's Invincible Versus? I watched one or two enough Ludwig video, or no, I watched the that was part of his China trip, was Invincible versus go download it. But the Invincible? A 2023 adventure video game. This does not sound familiar to me at all. Well, that looks maybe familiar. Well, you go have fun playing The Invincible. Oh, I remember. Okay, no, I do remember the trailer for this. And then going, yeah, nope, this is very much AAA video game that is like very detailed, very narrative heavy, very uninteresting to me. I'm not huge on big fancy graphics. I'm not huge on a narrative. And then I bought this computer partially. Yeah, it's a walking sim. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not huge on walking sims. The fancy graphics and lots of narrative do not interest me much at this point in time. And yet I did play some Borderlands 4, which was a fair bit of narrative, a fair bit of fancy. So, although, speaking of a game that looks really good, they still have not finished wait, don't you have, like, buy installed? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, update it. Does this not tell me anything about whether it's been updated or not? Yeah, and it's still early access. And it's been early access for a long time, too, because I remember reading some devlogs way back in the day when they announced the trailer. I'm like, this looked really cool. And then they finally released some gameplay, and then I said my computer can't run this, and then a year ago I got a new computer and said, okay, this is really cool, and then it's still in early access. Yeah, I'm like, when was that initial, like, alpha, pre-alpha trailer or whatever? Because that was quite a while ago. I don't really need to know the answer, but like it should just take me a second to... Yeah, and it's going to give you the most recent trailers, because why would you want old trailers? Okay, wait, reveal trailer. Because how long have they been working on this game? Yeah, that's early access date reveal. An announcement trailer from 2017. Okay, so it's been about 10 years that they've been working on the game. And that's cool that they've been able to keep it up that long. I thought this had more of like a... Yeah, okay, from the creators of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Where they're like, oh, look, it's a walking sim. And then they do, here's a monster, here's a gun. Because I do like some Bulletstorm. 2017. So it's been almost 10 years. We'll see if they can get it out early access in 10 years. Okay. That was distractions brought out upon myself. That wasn't even anybody distracting me. Okay. Why are you kind of working? Because I want you to be fully working, not just kind of working. Oi! I didn't move the thing. I need to move the space. Start pipe space, I think, is the one that gets removed from everything. Yes, exclude the space in front of the starting pipe. The space in front of the starting pipe should be... Yeah, okay, I just didn't update it. Yeah, okay, so I had the problem fixed, I just didn't... There we go, start pipe space. Because I had it in the middle for the longest time. So if I boot up the game, the old version on my phone, so that's space number 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3 to 0, 1. And then game manager, we do like 100 runestones or something. Problem is they're gonna all merge into each other, so it's not actually going to. So they're not actually gonna fully take it the board or not. Okay, no, why didn't they merge? Excuse me, you were supposed to merge. Right? It's neither here nor there. Okay, wait, because if I actually play the game, they do still merge, right? It looks perfect. It's like if you had one button that sat in front of the pipe there, and you could hit the one button. I don't have any runestones that would make that a good build. I mean, because that's obviously like a play, is to do the one button build, where you just hit a single button. It's like it gets away from those other reflection probes. And then complains. Yeah, okay, and I still need to fix that. And it was just because I'm still getting used to the grid size, of which I am actually happy with, so maybe it's not as big of a deal. Yeah, and then you just escape the other things there. Okay, so it did merge it. I don't know why it wasn't merging the other stuff at the beginning. Legacy non-vibrational game dev? If you're talking about this is handcrafted via the old ways, yes, I am not using any AI, and I'm not vibrating very much. I mean, I haven't drunk any coffee, if that's what you're asking. I am not vibrating from drinking coffee. Okay, also, ads are about to happen. I'm definitely going to use the restroom. Okay, I will be back. Okay. I'm back and better than ever. Because I used the restroom. Okay. Music until I need the Brackies video again. Because I pulled the reflection probe out of the slime and it was fine. But I made them the same as the decorative slimes. Okay, the ball. Reflection probe. Yeah, it's in the middle of the slime, and if I pull it out, it's fine. Oh, I guess in-game it's not... I guess technically I could leave the reflection probe there, right? Because the probe's not actually showing up. I didn't. Okay, let's try that on both of them. So decorative slime. Then I don't actually have to make the body. Okay, so now I can actually make you whatever you were originally, which is default. Just this object, and then the reflection probe we're gonna drag out of the slime to right there. Just make sure it's not intersecting the slime anywhere. That's not going to be that noticeable, is it? Okay, and then we drag the reflect. Let's just match it with the other one, because that would make sense. So just one. Clips just the top of the slime. That might be just completely fine though. Also, can you not? Can you be aligned with the slime, please? Yes, okay, there we go. There we go. That seems to be the perfect height. And the perfect position. So now the body is gonna go back to being ignore raycast. Thank you for the hydrate. I guess I did complain about not hydrating enough. And the one problem with the new water bottle I got is that it's not as conducive for popping open the top and pouring a glass of water. Because it's got this straw. It's very nice for travel, but it's not good for, like, just hanging out. Meaning, I need to get another water bottle. I'm reticent to buy and bust out another one of those, like, giant quart. Not quart, but like the massive water bottles. Because the last one I had, I just didn't know how to clean, like the rubber bit just got real nasty looking and I didn't know how to clean it. And it was like, well, do I just replace it or... And then how often do I need to replace it then? We'll see if that happens with this water bottle too, but this water bottle seems easier to clean. It doesn't seem like it's getting nasty, but I'm not entirely sure. You can kind of tell that it's not directly inside of the thing. But from far away, it just looks like it's reflecting the world. That's fine. That's all I'm looking for anyway. Okay, and then as long as you're doing that here, when I'm actually... Do I want to try to do the reds first? Just complicated everything. But these looked like they were lined up fairly nicely. Okay. Again, stop playing the game. Yay, okay, I had everything for maximum points. But, what I wanted to see is... There we go, okay, so that's doing the reflections good. And yes, it's not doing it in direct, like, real time, but that is not necessary. Yes, okay, there's the chaos of the reflections. I thought I could do the transparency there, but... Okay, and that didn't turn black at a certain point either. Okay, so that's reflections. Oh, and that was the other question, is if I go back to game manager is in fact a yes, is a prefab. So if I go back to cover 3 and I add the game manager as a thing, this is probably going to complain that... Ooh, you can even see a reflection of the logo. That's kind of fun. This is also reflecting the skybox. This is so bad. Rut-row, Raggy. So can I take this background and flip it the other way around? And pull it over here. I lied. So, negative 180 was fine. I need you to rotate on the X. Dang it. Okay, it's 180 plus 45, which is 235? No, it is 2... Oh. Not 235. Dang it, okay. Something close to that, right? 180 plus 45, 225. Bugger off, I was close. So you look like you're still reflecting the skybox entirely. I kind of want you to reflect this other brick wall. I lied, maybe not. And you can see the sky poking through. So is it a matter of this? So off. That's not really gonna matter. It's the... Is it changing brick to unlit? Okay, universal random pipeline, unlit. That's the color of it? That's wild. That's really the color that I picked? Okay, so if I go to... Do I have... like my social media? Because I'm millennial. I'm gonna go to Instagram. Okay, and then I can pause this. I can grab this. One of these colors, kinda. Ruh-roh, that kinda looks like what it already had. Or maybe not. It still looks kinda dark. Yeah, it just does not look as light as this. Oh yeah, just up the value entirely. Okay, so now if I hit play, that should update the reflection. Okay, and then you can kind of see the line where this is not actually a box of brick. So I guess I need to finish the box of brick. And this is plus 45 or 45, and no, that's 135, right? That's 135. There we go. Okay, so then that's the ceiling. And then the ground is... negative 135. Let me drag it down there. No? Negative 45? There we go. Okay, so that's the ground. Okay, and then I need to rotate it along the Z by like 90. Okay, and then we do that again. And do negative 90. And that. Okay. Ugly AF, but now this is just to get rid of a thin blue line that you're not even gonna see in the logo, but yeah, okay. Something thin blue line. A cab. Honestly, I think I almost like the gray better. Which is really just the skybox. Yeah, okay, because now it's reflecting everything it is. Okay, and then if I look at other pinball games, they're not actually like... I still gotta switch out the... Okay, pinball video game. Not a pinball video gasm. I didn't type it like that. License slander. Can you give me a ball? Okay, I lied. Just take me to Steam and then give me a pinball. I mean, I don't really want to make it gray. They just make it very reflective. Yeah, then this, they just have like a different color. Yeah, okay, it's all about the pinball machine. I guess there's a pinball, which is reflecting the whole space. I guess if I just make the world gray, if I make the... So I lied. If I go into here... Okay, background 1 is the actual background. Right? Yes, okay, so that there. And then if I make the rest of these like sidewalk color or something, that'll make the slime nice and gray. Bumpers maybe a bit. Let's just select all of them, you goof. Oof, no, okay, that makes it obvious that this is the inside of a box. I was kind of hoping that the brick there would... I like the chrome look, though. I feel like it gives the slime a different feel than a usual slime. It's like I could do like the green, I could do like a pink, I could do I guess a blue, like a Dragon Quest slime, or I guess Slime Rancher does like a pink. Yeah, it's like blues, greens, pinks. I just liked the idea of the gray. And maybe that's what I should do, is just do a full-on gray. Yeah, okay. Slime Rancher does the pink slime as its mascot. Well, that's just because I changed the metal. If I make it actually sidewalk colored. That's not really gonna... Okay, you are under the main camera. There we go. The level, which then has the balls, which has this particular decorative slime, which has this particular body that I could switch out with something else. Okay, I was like, maybe not. I did not want to apply. Is it bumper color? Dang it. It's just because if it's... It looks kind of plain if it's just gray, but it's a little too much if it's reflecting all of the everything. And then the rest of the walls being... That just looks like there's a hole, because there is, because it is just reflecting a sky. Like, why? I mean, I could actually pick the slime to be a certain color or something. Like, I could just say it's like a purple. And then that'll be that last color. Okay, and also good to know that if I did want to color the slimes, I could still do that. I could just color the sky purple. Oh, duh. I went through all the effort to add the walls when I could have just gone into the main camera, switched the background to solid color, and made it the brick color. Do I still have that? Yes, and then brighten it. And then it says it's using the skybox still? No. Oh wait, let me just hit play. Now we hit play. No, okay, that's back to the skybox. Oh, and then I had the game manager. Was this actually... Yeah, okay, that's not attached to anything. It doesn't actually do anything. But theoretically, this should be set up so that I could spit out a slime and have it bounce off of these things and then just pause the scene here. Well, that's doing a white ball. What did Pinball Spire have? Actually, wait, yeah. Give me Go Mecha Ball. Well, they just have all sorts of different colors of balls. Bala Ball? You're really going after the Balacho thing there? Okay, wait, Paganomics was already on my Wish list. Oh, this is the one that, yeah, okay, that's the one that's... Oh no, it is roguelike, okay. Yeah, okay, so they did like some kind of color and made it look kind of elemental. Okay, yeah, I think the text at the top there to constantly tell you, hey, you can bump the, the thing. Not great. Okay, that is just covered in effects, but they're all yellow effects, so... Shoot, I guess if I just get rid of the reflection probe, and then it just reflects the... Again, I organized everything in a hierarchy, which then made it more confusing for me somehow. I don't think I wanted black, necessarily. Yeah, it's like I could do a green, it's just... I think gray is what I want. You're exploding because... Oh, the game manager doesn't have something. Okay, you can... I'll implement a game manager later, so... Gotta sleep, good luck with the image, thank you, thank you. It's coming along. I got the reflections working for the slime. I was really hoping I could get, like, also the brick texture switched out or something, but... the gray was just not looking right, though. Or it was kind of looking right. Okay, yeah, because you don't have a reflection probe and the body is... Ball? Yeah, okay, that's just full on white. And then if I do any of these other colors... Well, first I gotta make it match that, and then... Yeah, that's why it's so tempting to do the purple. I don't know, there's part of me that just wants to do the gray. Oh, it's because these are also killing the reflections. Yeah, but then it's gray on gray. Which is... Maybe purple's the best. Since that's the one color that I haven't used. I don't think this is the... actual purple from the color palette. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to go back and do a thing. which is this. Okay, now we go. That's why it was missing all the numbers. Probably. Okay, so now can I go? Yeah, that's why I was missing all the numbers. And pull this purple. And attach it to this material and see. Yeah, okay, there's the purple that actually goes with the game. What does a maze? Oh, wait, that's a real good one. What does a maze do? I was gonna say a maze? Yeah, okay, it's all about a maze go now, which is the arrow game. Okay, so they do a blue ball. The blue level. Yeah, it's all about a maze go with 50 million downloads. Which is weird to me, because I'm like, haven't they done this arrow puzzle thing like a long time ago? Hasn't this always been a thing? Why is this the new game? Okay, that's doing a black chess piece. It's just, I can't do gray, though. I think white doesn't stand out enough. Yeah, everything's gray though. It's like it's the kind of a gray world with a gray pipe, so then doing a gray ball is just not gonna cut it. Like pink might be the best idea, just because that's... Yeah, because that just matches too much with the other stuff. I could do like a brown or something. That looks like it's kind of disappearing into the background. Wow, these make for some great, like, slime shaders. That's wild looking, whatever this is. That looks too default. Because it is, it literally just is. Oh, ads just finished. Oh crap, I meant to pee. Okay, I will... I'm gonna go pee anyway. Eh. Mm. I don't know, the slime's just not working. There we go. Okay, maybe it does need a central figure of some kind. I don't know. I do. Gosh dang it. Mother flippin'. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, I gotta try to pink. The pink wasn't really speaking to me. The reflections are just reflecting the world that I don't... a part of the game that I don't want it to reflect. If I do it brick colored, then it... Well, it's because the purple's looking off to me. Like if I added the exclamation point that was purple, I think you could tell that the purples were entirely different. I don't know. I could do... I haven't tried black, did I? Because then it looks like an do a different purple. Well, I was doing the purple that matches with the color palette that I have. Ooh, there it is. It's 8:15, but there's the 8 o'clock yawn. Gotten enough into what's the extra? It looks like it has some texture to it or something. Yeah, because then I was thinking like maybe like an 8-ball or something. It's the same thing. Texturized it? Well, you went to the bathroom. Texturized? What were you messing with? Okay, you said do a different purple. Oh, you said it had a texture? No, it just looks like it. I guess the black just, you can kind of see like some kind of pattern to it. Oh, there's black. Okay. That looks pink. Are you talking the purple? That's why I was hesitating on the purple. It's because it looks pink. Like I said, it's just if I do the gray or the dark gray, just... Yeah, it's not bad, but then it's matching the pipe too much. Do a different one, pick one that looks purple. Well, it's just this purple one is because of the fact that okay, it might just be more of a matter of doing this. Okay, it's yellow. The lighting is yellow, which is what's changing this, I think. So that, maybe? Did I try just white? Oops. Okay, did I try just a white? It's a bit bright. Kind of like a bit darker of a purple. Does the same thing. They're all just different versions of white. I'm coming around a bit more on the black. It's just any amount of gray seems to just disappear into the grid. I don't know, I could do like a green. Yeah, but then I have the red and the green here. And I don't know if I actually want to do like a red and a green. I could do a blue here. Actually, that'll match with the K there. I don't know. Yeah, okay, these are not accurate to the color palette. I don't know, and then I did like that. I'm like, oh, that's really neat. I don't know that these really fit with any kind of color palette, though, is the problem. Kind of thinking black. Because then it is more like 8-ball. Kind of, well. And I guess I could make the grid more of like a green. And make it like a pool table. But that would be a drastic departure from what I have. Maybe do orange and a blue for the buttons, then do green, or you just have the teal for the slime. Do not make it a pool table. Yeah, no, that would be a bit much of a graphic departure from what I have. And I still like the top half of this image, I like. The bottom half, I kind of like. I'm not fully sold on. Okay, and they do a blue. I know Slime Rancher does a pink. Yeah, Go Mecha Ball has a little orange, kind of red guy. I never did play this. This looks so cool to me. I was like, oh, it's a roguelike, and it's a pinball thing, and it's an action game. I just never tried it. Pinball Spire does kind of a white character. Well, no, I guess they have a gray character with white eyes. I was gonna say, yeah, this came out, didn't it? I'll be back. Oh, I killed the music. I did not need to stop the music. Oops. Oh, that's using the wrong red anyway. Okay, wait a second. Let's... I didn't realize I was still using these. Okay, the game manager has the color palette. That is not my shit color palette, it's this color palette. Okay, so that's the red. And the purple I already switched out, I think, right? I'm doing it again anyway. Yeah, the more I work on this, the more I realize that, like, this is one of those, like, this will get, like, maybe 10 reviews if I'm lucky. That's definitely gonna be the goal. The red looks too salmon. Yeah, but that's exactly what it looks like in the game. If I go back over to the other scene. It seems like the background got brighter, but maybe that's... I didn't mess... Okay, did I mess with this directional light? One? I didn't mess with this one, did I? Okay, I didn't. Fucking heck, bruh. Was it always this color? I have no clue. Is there another light in here that's causing issues? It seems oddly bright, but whatever. I'm making the slime button slime green. Yeah. No, I don't. There we go. No, you're gonna say the number, not the... Ugh. Pain in the butt. The background is supposed to be darker. Great, now I gotta figure out what I messed with lighting settings wise. Oh, and then I don't have like a neon green slime color. And then I also don't know what's gonna look good with a color palette anyway. You're supposed to be blue. Yeah, okay, and this kind of lighting and stuff. And then I'm just gonna make a guess at the slime color, I don't know. Is it the wrong thing? Yes. Yeah, goof. And doesn't the eye mask have like a black edge to it or something? I guess not. Okay, I made it like partially transparent, is it? Oh, the outline. Meaning the transparency doesn't matter. Seems kind of bright. Pink just looks kind of unfinished, but I don't... Yeah, it's kind of blue, pink, and green are the common slime colors. That's blue and green, that's pink, that's green, 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 blue. Yeah, so blue, pink, and green. If I just type in slime on Steam, obviously there's Slippin' Slime and Slime Rancher. It's a world of slime. Q4 of this year is a big MMO Pokemon thing. Interesting. Oh, they're doing a yellow slime. Yeah, Slime Heroes is a blue slime here. Slippin' Slime is not in here? Because I'm assuming there's a lot of these that are pretty... Okay, I was gonna say. Slippin' Slime definitely has some effort put into it. Oh, they're doing an orange slime as the... Well, this looks interesting. A match 3 roguelike with slimes. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at other games to see what they're doing. Just pick your own thing. Yeah, I don't know why. What happened with the slime colors? I started looking at other... I started leaning towards the pink instead of the kind of limey green. They've been gray for so long that, like... It's hard to imagine them in a different color. Yeah, and it's because I want to do... It's kind of why I would want to change the... It's because the green is too bright. Do a darker one. You had shown one earlier that you liked. Yeah, and the only problem with this gray is it matches with this gray. But then I think the black is too black. There we go, problem solved. It's half and half. Well, that'll definitely make it blend in. Oh, the rest of these I think I did, yeah, maximum smoothness. So I could do that. And I think that's what the metal has too. I had shown one earlier that you liked. Is this not good enough? It's never good enough. Pushy and Pulley. There we go. That was another one that I was trying to remember the name of. Yeah, this one. Pushy and Pulley in Blockland. Yeah, it had some kind of thumbnail that I was trying to remember. Oh, that feels like it should be much bigger. I don't remember exactly why I was trying to remember this thumbnail, but they never did do another game, did they? Because I did like this one. There was some difficulty spikes that kind of frustrated me, but I do like Pango. Was it the contrast of that one again? When you made it slightly darker, it was good. I see, and I'm almost leaning towards the pink. Which gets into that purple again. Can I do a brown? Yeah, the only problem with the brown is that it's going to match up with the brick background. And then it's just going to look like a turd. So no, I guess I can't do a brown. Yep, and the music is dead and everything. So what happens if I turn this on? Now, and then what happens if I hit go? Does it explode because nothing's tied to it correctly? Oh, you're looking for all those text objects. Shoot. Okay, well, this decorative slime, can I add? Oh, that's neat. You can see the reflection there. I'm gonna copy that. Paste that over. I do not need the logo camera. And that can go away. The heck is going on with the black there? Is it the particles or something? Okay, and then if I hit play, do you fall through the ground? Do you disappear off into the ether? You disappear. Okay, so yeah, it's not what I want. It's just a matter of you have... something right. I clearly need to just go to bed. It's 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I'll just sleep on it and say, no, we're gonna throw out the whole thing again. By the whole thing, I mean the whole game. Out the window. And then not start over. Stop trying to make it a thing. Oh, and then I was kind of testing like that, where I'm like, okay, that... I don't know. It's weird that, like, when it looks tiny like that, I actually kind of like it. Is the green working? Let's see, waddledees are red. You like it? You like that green? I'm coming around to it. Like I said, it's when it's in that tiny little mode there, where you can barely see it. And I'm like, well, that's gonna be how you see it on Steam. And it's like, okay, the word is colorful and readable, and then the slime is kind of visible there. And then I was debating on the zoom on the camera just a bit, whether I wanted to, like... oops, I did it again. Just move the level. Like that, where it's like the slime is a little more centered and just getting rid of those other bumpers, but... No, I kind of like these bumpers. Closing in the scene. Really all it needs is the line render right here to say, oh, this is bumping off of this object and going this way. Kind of picturing it a little darker. I could do it a little darker. I'm just now realizing I could, instead of having you call me, we could just hop onto Discord or something. Like, that's a better way to just do an informal, like, talk while I'm on the stream. Okay, I really just needed the material, but again, let's do it like this, where I click all the way into here. Oh, I do need to just look at the material. Oh, it ended up under ball, didn't it? Which is actually not a bad spot for it. Yeah, funny how it looks dark on its own, but then... like there, maybe? It's just slightly darker. I could go pull a slime green off of one of these, too. Yeah, like a flubber or something. I was just saying, we could talk on Discord instead. Okay. And then it's a find a conversation of like, what are my... Oh, that's conversations. I don't remember the username. No, I do remember the username, but... Okay, wait, so then... There we go. And then here... Yes, that's fine. Discord you can use. Or that's fine. Security thing you can use.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Discord you can use. That's fine. Oh, great. And I can hear myself again.
I'm muting it. Can you still hear yourself on my TV?
I can't.
Okay, cool. No, it was funny because it was like delayed.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, no, but I was literally in my head thinking Flutter Green, and then you pulled up Flutter. But yeah, no, because you had it and then you moved away from it and it was like, no. So yeah, go back where you can like adjust it, like do the thing where you were like, no, go back to the screen you were just on. Go where you were like adjusting the green shade. Like do the little thing where you're like adjusting it, like the little thingy down below. No, not that thingy. Go back. Yeah, open that thingy. Yes, open that, and then the thingy. Shut up.
It's just the delay. It's the fact that I've clicked on it, and then I have to wait for the delay for you to actually say to see what I've done.
Sorry. Okay, I'm good. The bars thingy, there's like the 3 bars. The one that you've been moving, move that one again.
In which direction?
I don't know yet. I think darker. Yes, darker. Maybe. Do it very slowly because it's not actually moving it on my TV. Yes. Right there. I don't know if... I think the number says like 45.
Yeah, it's at 46.
Yes, right there. I like that.
I think it's a little dark.
No, it's good. The contrast is really good because it makes it stand out more.
Yeah, I guess the red background.
Yeah, it makes it stand out like because the buttons are like more of a pastel and the word plunk is like a slightly pastel, and then it just like it stands out. It makes the slime stand out and make it centralized. I think that's like perfect. You could maybe change it to like 43. I'm assuming the number gets smaller. I don't know. Like adjust it in the opposite direction that you were going by like 2 or 3 points. But that's it. I don't know. I feel like now that's too dark. So go the opposite direction that you just went in. Did you make it 43? And then now it's 46?
Yes.
All right, make it 48. Okay, that's like slightly lighter. I think that's good. I don't think it should be any lighter than that, to be honest. I think that's like right, like the sweet spot. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because I think it's giving it a good contrast between, like I was saying, like with the pastel kind of like not washed out, but like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like giving it like motion with the shadows. I'm almost wondering if you can give like, I don't know, I think it looks really good, baby. I think it looks really good. Wait, why is there like a weird cut in it?
Looks like the shadows got messed up or something. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, naturally when it's like I pull it into a build and try to full screen it, that's...
Weird shadows.
You know, I guess technically what I could do is just full screen it in Unity and then crop
Yeah, I was gonna
that.
say, can you just take a screenshot in Unity?
Yeah, because I'm not actually...
Yeah, because you're not actually trying to play it like this.
Why
You
not?
just need the you just need it to actually. Oh, now the shadow's like there still.
This happened when I made a build and now it's just decided to stay like that.
Yeah. Can you just like reverse what you did?
I
Like
think
undo
it apparently. Okay, so now if I hit play, it was literally just I turned it off and on again. No, okay. So if I turn it off and I turn it on again, that looks great, that looks fine. If I try to play it, it doesn't. Okay, so this is the light that is...
causing the problem.
Because now this looks kind of dark, but I think that gets rid of the weird issue there.
Yeah, it is kind of dark though. I mean, check out what it looks like in a build. Mm. It is kind of dark.
Yeah, it's just kind of making the pipe darker.
It's making like the entirety of the thing look darker.
Okay. So I bumped up the intensity on this
There we
one.
go. That's better.
Okay, there we go. That looks better.
Yeah, that looks better.
Okay, and then if I go back to... Okay, wait, because this has... one of you has the particle effect, because I do kind of want the particle effect. Okay, yeah, you have the particle effect. Oh, and I don't want it on the decorative slime, but... well, not the prefab, but... okay, then I don't actually need the game manager, because ideally I can just get the line renderer to look correct. Oh, okay, and then if the particle effect is on the thing. What? Oh, the reflection probe is still there. That actually is kind of a neat look to have the reflection probe reflecting some stuff while being green. Okay, and then if I hit play, the particle effect should run. It's just a matter of getting that line renderer to do the line. Or the particle effect isn't running because I turned off the whole thing. Oh, no, this is just disappearing immediately. That's what's happening. Okay, so copy this. Yeah, okay, I do need to just slap this on here. Okay, and that can go away. I hit play. That hides the 3, but that's okay. Well, no, the 3 is going to get fully hidden by a line renderer kind of thing anyway. Trail renderer. Trail renderer.
Why would the 3 get hidden? It's not on the... It's not in a box that should be covered.
There, I'm trying to add the trail that shows the path.
Right, no, but the 3's not in the path.
I know, but visually, I think, because the trail is coming out of, like, the back of the slime, there's a chance that it could get covered.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, just copy this over. Okay, and then hopefully I can just add some points. Or does this need to actually be moving for the trail to render? Fudge face. Yeah, because I can move it like that, but then once I stop moving it, like how do I freeze that in place? Yeah, which is where I was like, okay, maybe I actually have to just run the game. But I was hoping to just stage it, because then I have to pause it at a certain point.
Well, I mean, I was wondering, as far as like the image, are you planning on making it a GIF, or are you planning on doing just a screenshot?
Yeah, it's like I could reuse this for like the main menu, but I think I am just going to use this for a screenshot, just for the capsule kind of thing.
Okay. Well, no, for the capsule though, I was wondering if that is going to be like a screenshot, or if it's also going to be like a GIF.
No, that's all the all of that is just images. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so even looking at the Steam Poacher thing, which has all of the different sizes of the image based on where it's
Okay. I was just wondering because like the buttons were like bouncing and like stuff like that, so I wasn't sure if it was gonna be like potentially a screenshot to like or like a GIF to like show that movement, or if it was just gonna be just a screenshot.
Yeah, well, it was just because I was hitting play so I could get it as big as possible.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm
Honestly, I feel like you could. I don't feel like you need both the particles and the trail. I feel like one or the other would be sufficient. Since it is just going to be a screenshot.
yeah. The trail's definitely the more necessary thing.
I feel like both of them show the same concept of movement.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're both necessary. I feel like you could have one or the other and it'd be fine showing movement.
Yeah, I just don't know how to get the line renderer to do this line like this.
Just take a screenshot as it's doing. Somehow take a screenshot as it's doing it.
Yeah, and that was the thing of like, oh, do I like that's why I dragged the game manager over here. So I'm like, okay, I just to have the level staged, I just need to hit play kind of thing.
No, I'm just about to say maybe you just need to do it while I'm there too so I can hit like print screen to take the screenshot while you're moving it.
Well, and I think there's I don't remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure in Unity there's a way to do like have the game advance frame by frame. So I can pause it at a certain point and then I can just advance it frame by frame, which might take a little while, but
I don't want to save this, but I'm going to just for your mental sake. It is 9 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
oh yeah, it is past 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so it would be understandable if you decided to go ahead and figure that part of it out tomorrow. Now that you have gotten to the point where you like what it's looking like, and I think you should definitely like what it's looking like. And just figure out how you're gonna do the screenshot like tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I'm like cuz I can also, and I probably should throw this into Krita to change and enhance it. So I'm like, oh, I could do that too.
The brick texture. Didn't you say something the other day about needing to change the brick texture, or have you already done that?
That is the last thing
Gotcha.
that I still have not done.
Okay. So then probably do that and then worry about how you're gonna get the screenshot.
Yeah, it's just because I don't know where this brick texture came from, and I don't know if I can use it for releasing the game.
Yeah.
Okay, but like you said, I should think about heading to bed.
Yeah, because I'm honestly thinking I might go to bed early tonight too, just because of the whole food situation. So. The dogs are sleeping next to me though, it's very cute. There's an ad going on right now, by the way. Also, I don't know how this works. Am I able to be heard, or is it just people can hear your side of this conversation?
Yes, you are also on stream.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. That's why I've been good. Because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. Oh, this ad is being mean. An ad for like food that looks good at Applebee's. Mm. This whole liquid before, can do liquid again. Be fun. It's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, you should probably get ready for bed soon.
Mm-hmm.
I should also think about that soon. Hey, what you doing? I can see what you're doing now. Did you take a screenshot?
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of play around with it?
Well, it was the like, okay, can I manually add the like, here's the, like the trail
Mm.
kind of thing, and I'm like,
Like
yeah,
custom
I
things that like
don't,
represent the trail.
I don't have the art skills for this. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's more of not pixel art related. That looks so good, babe. So good. That looks wonderful. Fantastic. Stunning. Oh, shoot, this is already 16 long. Sorry, I'm making a pickle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the other thing I gotta look at is the size of all these images and make sure that the
Yeah, is it just me or did the lines at the bottom of that screenshot look a little blurry?
for
It could very well just be me. Like it's not rendering like super clean. Like just the like grid at the bottom.
I think it's looking okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it could have just been me because, you know, I need to get my glasses replaced. Still need to order those.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed.
Okay, sounds good. I'll let you wrap up the stream. I'm
Yeah,
ahead.
okay, and ain't nobody here anyway, so I
Am
can
I the
just
only
call
one
it
here?
quits. It says 3, but I'm assuming that that's you twice and me, maybe,
A poorly bot.
unless somebody answers. But I don't think the fills are here, so.
Well, it looks like the Pogorly bot did something a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did like the extend 5, so it could be that.
Oh, now that I'm looking at the stream, it went down to 1. Okay.
What? I'm still in it. I'm watching it on my big TV.
Yeah, okay, now that I'm watching and you're watching, it went down to 1.
That's funny. I'm only watching on one thing, so. But me, if it's not counting you, then it would just be me watching.
Yeah, it's inconsistent to me as to whether it's counting me watching or not. Okay, now it's back up to 3. So. Okay, but I'll let you head out and then I'll kill the stream.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Okay, and speaking of, goodbye, good night. Good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Have fun sleeping. Bye.